Okay, so guys, today you're going to continue from what you have left last week. Okay, so you have learned that about straight line. You already learned how to draw the straight line and how you want to see the there is three terms: region above. Okay, this is region above. This is region below, and what happened if the point is on the straight line. So there is three groups. So group 1 is point that lies on the straight line satisfy the equation y equivalent to mx plus c. So if there is a point on the line, on the straight line, maksudnya y is equivalent to mx plus c. Okay, so if the point is somewhere above here in this region, it can be here, it can be here, it can be here. Okay, so this point, okay, located in this region is actually known as satisfying the inequality y greater than mx plus c. Okay, the next one is point located in the region below the straight line. Okay, yang dekat bahagian ni, below. So any point, they can be like, okay, imagine this is 5, negative 2, dekat sini 5, negative 2. So when 5, negative 2, okay, it means it satisfies the inequality of y less than mx plus c. So you kena tahu, okay, what happen when it is above, what happen when it is below. Okay, so this is group 1. Okay, so let's look at group 2. Okay, so group 2 is specifically a bit different. Why it's different? Because if you look at the straight line is horizontal or parallel to x-axis. Okay, kalau dia parallel to x-axis, that means the gradient, the gradient is equivalent to 0. So in this case, right, if it is above, same thing goes. If it is on the line, it is y equivalent to h. When it is above, it's y greater than h. And when it is below, dekat sebelah sini, dekat bawah ni, it will become y less than h. Same concept, but three different groups. Okay, and the third one is when you have a straight line which is parallel to y. So when it is parallel to y, the y is 0. That means the equation is given by x equivalent to k. Okay, so in this case the same thing, but now dia tak ada up and below kan, so you have to look at from my version here is left and right. Okay, so when you have in the right equation, right guys, this is right, in the right region, okay, that straight line will satisfy the inequality x greater than k. So when you have in the left hand region, it will be the inequality will be less than k. Okay, kalau on the line, x is equivalent to k. Guys, you try to understand these three groups. That means kalau you lepas 3 group ni, you understand, that means you're okay already. This topic is easy already for you. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, now we are going to look at what is the relationship. Okay, all this while we have been seeing on the points which has only the symbol of great than, less than. Okay, now we are also going to look at what happens when you have the symbol equal to or greater than, and then equivalent to or less than. Okay, all right, and these two groups here. Okay, what it means by this, points that lie in this region above or below a straight line. So the straight line yang we draw, we have to use dash line. We cannot just draw a straight line like this. We have to draw a dash line. Okay, but when you have this symbol, okay, when you have the symbol of equivalent or greater to or equivalent or less to, you will have to do with a solid line. Kenapa solid line? Okay, if you look at this, right guys, in this case, right, the points, okay, the points can only be here up or down, above or below. Okay, but in this case, the point can be up, on the line, and below. So there is 3 types of points here. Okay, so the region include point that lies on the straight line. So in this case, it does not include the point. Okay, so let's look at some examples first. Okay, right. Okay, guys, this is example 5. So let's do example 5. Okay, so what are we going to do here? We are going to shade the region. Okay, so let me just make it a bit bigger. Okay. Okay, shade the region that represents each of the following inequalities. Okay, so let's look at the symbol first. Okay, what symbol do you see here? Okay, this is y. Okay, y greater than 2 over 3x plus 2. Okay, sebab tu this line has been indicated as dash line. Okay, so this became dash because there is no symbol of equivalent there. Okay, so what the answer is going to be? Greater than. So kalau greater than, it will be this specific. Okay, above. Okay, guys. So what you can do, guys, you can use a color pencil. You can use a color pencil and color this. Okay, but let me see if I have something that looks like a color pencil. Let me see. Okay, we have to shade. Okay, something like this. Okay, alright, guys. So this is your answer. Only this region. So you have to make sure you have colored the region or shaded the region above, because this is greater than. Okay, let's look at the second one. Okay, the second one, it is using the symbol, okay, equivalent or greater, equivalent or less to. Okay, so when there is an equivalent sign there, that is the reason why the straight line becomes, okay, it becomes a line. It's not a dashed line anymore. Okay, all right. So less than shows it's below. Okay, so kita shade yang bahagian bawah ni. Just as that, just simple as that, guys. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm actually scribbling it. Okay, but you have to color it will look better. Okay, so the third one is less than 1. So that's the reason why they use dash. Okay, so in this case, when less than 1, that means it shows something which is below as well. Again, the same thing, guys. Okay, so wasn't that easy? Okay. So this is question A, B, and C. So I also will show you question D, E, and F. Okay, so let's do question D, E, and F. Okay, so for question D, E, and F, the same thing. Okay, your focus is on the inequalities given, and then only you decide which are the side that you're going to shade. Okay, so if we look at this right now, guys, this is, okay, this is y equivalent to or greater than negative 2x negative 2. So that's the reason why they don't use the dash line anymore. Okay, so where do you shade? Okay, so you want above. Okay, that means your answer will be all which is above the line. Okay, so this is above the line. Okay, so you have to shade everything. Okay, all right. So the next one is x greater than negative 3. Okay, there's no equivalent sign, so that's a reason why you have a dashed line. Okay, guys, so this is a different line. This is group 3, where when x is equivalent to not less than negative 3, that means you are going to shade based on left or right. So because it's greater than, so you are going to choose right. So okay, that. Okay. And the last one is y greater than negative 2. Okay, greater than negative 2. Okay, again, dash line because there's no equivalent sign. Okay, greater than means it's up. So guys, isn't this easy? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, just to identify the inequalities and then decide which is the region. Which is the region that you're going to color. Okay. Okay, so we are done with that. Okay, let's continue, guys. Okay, now we are going to look at example Okay, we'll go back to the PowerPoint first. Okay, example 6 of the PowerPoint. Okay, so in example 6, right, the difference between example 5 and example 6 is example 5, they have actually given you the graph. They have drawn for you the straight line, and you only have to determine the region only. Okay, but now in this case, right, you are given the inequalities. You have to construct a straight line. Okay, so generally, as I told you before, right, when you are constructing straight line, you look for the simple region je, tak perlu tengok banyak. Okay, so they are just taking 2 points here, -2 and 2. Okay, so if you look at this, right, okay guys, just give me a moment, let me see if I can use the pen. Okay, let me see. Okay, right. Okay, so if you look at this, right, so in this case, right, they are only using y equivalent to 2x plus 3. So this is the inequality. So you have to build a table. So in the table, tak perlu letak banyak sangat, just two values is good enough, one positive value and one negative value. Okay, and then just draw the graph. So once you have the graph, right guys, okay, the other pick of the graph is you already know from the equation itself, you already know this is y-intercept. This is y-intercept. So can you see 3 here? Okay, this is y-intercept. Okay, this is gradient. 2x is gradient. Okay, so out of this 3, so 1, 2, 3. The other 3 points for you to draw the graph. So once you have drawn the graph, okay, now the next part of the story is to shade the graph. Okay, so how you're going to shade the graph? Okay, so if you look at this, right, so I'm going to help you to shade this. Okay, so if you look at this, this is less, equivalent or less than. Okay, so these are the part that you have to shade. Everything, yeah guys, you cannot go outside of the box. Sorry, because I'm not using a pen, I'm just using a mouse. Right, okay, so this is the shaded. Okay, so yani process a bit more longer than the other process because you have to construct the straight line first. So once you construct the straight line, okay, the others are the same. Okay, so you have to convert the linear inequality first. Okay, you think, right? You have to convert this linear inequality to linear equation. Baru you can form a linear equation. Okay, form a straight line. Sorry. Okay, so the same thing goes for this. Okay, y greater than x plus 5. Okay, so you know the y-intercept is 5. So you already have 1 point. So you just need another 2 points. Okay, so 0 and -5. It's just randomly any points, guys, because whatever points, if it's on the straight line, it will form a straight line for you. Okay, so this is greater than x plus 5. So which region? Okay, so you have to highlight the region which is above. Okay, so why we use dash? Because this inequalities doesn't have a equivalent sign. Okay, so this is just greater than x plus 5. Okay guys, okay, do you understand this? Guys, do you understand this? So extra one step, yeah, okay, so your extra step is just to build the graph. Okay, build the straight line. Okay, so the same thing goes on my slide 7. Slide 7 is the extension of example 6. Okay, so let's move on, guys. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next part, okay, which is a system of linear inequalities in two variables. Okay, two variables ni pun you have learned before, but you have learned linear equation in two variables. So now you're going to learn linear inequalities in two variables. Two variables means there is two unknown. Okay, so what is the meaning of system of linear inequalities? Okay, so let's look at this. A travel agency needs to transport 150 tourists and luggage into a total mass of 2000 kg. Okay, so these are the points. Okay, the agency provides buses and vans to transport the tourists. A bus can carry 32 passengers and luggage with 350 kg. And a van can carry 8 passengers and luggage with 100 kg. Okay, so now can you see the variable here? So the variable here will be the bus and van. So berapa bus, berapa van. So now the maximum number of buses provided is 4. What is the maximum number of buses and van required at the minimal cost? Okay, so this is an example of situation related to your daily life. Okay, or when you're working, if you have a tourist travel agencies, right? Okay, so we are going to use this to form linear inequalities known as a system of linear inequalities. Okay, 2 or more. It can be 2 or it can be more. But in this case, what is our criteria? 150 tourists and then 2000 kg. Okay, so can the bus and the total van, can it be more than 150? Yes, of course it can. Okay, because not necessary you have to fit 150. You can have extra space, empty spaces. Okay, because about if I take 10 students, right, now masuk one van. Okay, I cannot take one van. I have to take 2 van. So even though I take 2 van, 8 students will go into the first van and 3 students will go into the second van. So that means I still have 5 space, blank space, atau 5 empty space. But I have no choice. So yang tu, that is the reason why we don't use the equivalent side, tapi we use the linear inequalities. Kita guna bentuk inequalities. Okay, equalities means these symbols. Okay, guys, don't forget these are the symbols which represent inequalities. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so guys, how do you determine the appropriate inequality for a certain situation? Okay, so these are the words that you have to remember. So when you see y is greater than x, so this is the symbol. Okay, so ini adalah contoh So if y is greater than x, so this is the symbol. If less than x, this is the symbol. Inequality that you use. If y is not less than x. Okay, if it is not less than x, that means x is also included. Okay, x is not more than x. Okay, so you have to look at these words, guys. So if you have, because after this you're going to construct some linear inequalities from situation. Okay, so if they say maximum of y is k, at least k times means k is included. Okay, at most k time means k is included. Okay, so maximum of k is k, y is k. So what happens when minimum? So if you look at the word maximum and minimum, there will be an equal sign there. Okay, lepas tu sum of x and y is greater than, is less than. So yang ni semua tak ada equivalent sign. Okay, is more than x by at least k. Okay, so in this case, so you have to know these are the terms which can come in your questions. Okay, all right. So let's look at the next one. So the next one will be, we are going to look at the Jamboard. Will be on example. Okay, so let's look at this example. Okay, so buat besar sikit Alright, okay. Okay, so SMK Seri Pertama is hosting a leadership camp during the mid-year holidays. Okay, Y Form 4 pupils, okay, so you have Y Form 4 pupils and X Form 5 pupils participate in the camp. The pupils are selected according to the following conditions. There is 3 conditions here. The total number of participants for the camp is at most 40. Okay, what does it mean? At most 40. Okay, kita tengok sini Kalau is at most 40. Okay, so let's look at our PowerPoint again. Can you see this, guys? Is at most. Okay, so if it is at most, what is the symbol that you use? Okay, so you have to use, okay, this is how you refer to, for the beginning, yes, of course, you may refer to the book first. Okay, once you are very familiar with it, it's going to be much more easier. So total number means x and y, because you have x pupils from 4 and from 5, and then you have y. Okay, so what are the symbol that again? Okay, let's look at the symbol again. Okay, so it says that. Okay, the word most. Okay. this. So this will be the answer for A. Okay, so this is your answer for A, guys. Understand? So let's look at question B. The number of Form 5 people is not less than the number of Form 4 people. Okay, is not. So kita tengok ayat ni So what is the word there? We are going to look at is not less than the number. Okay, so is not less than the number. Go back to our PowerPoint. So this is in your textbook as well, page 167. Not less than. Okay, is not less than. Can you see this, guys? Not less than. Okay. Okay, so that means what your answer is going to be? Your answer is going to be X equivalent or greater than Y. Okay, alright. So C, question C. At least 15 Form 4 people participate in the camp. At least 15. So dia guna perkataan at least. So go back to the thing. Where do you see at least? Can you see this? At least. Okay, so at least means Y equivalent to or greater than 50. Is this easy, guys? Okay, you just have to understand. Okay, relate to the page in a textbook. Not 167, sorry, it's 165. Okay, all right. So we are almost 10:30.